A very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Fine, great. So, dear students, without wasting time, let me tell that your exams are about to come, and now we have to do revision of all the chapters, which of the syllabus, which will come in September exam. So, chapter 3 we have already revised. Chapter 4, brain and senses. So we will be revising chapter 4, brain and senses. Right? Brain is what? Brain is like a wonderful computer, because whatever your sense organs are giving the message that they are giving to brain. It gets information from the sense organs and stores it in our memory. It trashes what is not important. Trash means deletion, delete. It can retrieve any information we may need at any time. What is more, it helps us think, feel, learn and take decision. So dear students, brain can find any information we may need at any time. And what is more, what it helps us to? It helps us to think, feel, learn and take decisions. The brain does not function alone. It does not function alone. It has an assistant called the spinal cord and messengers called nerves. The brain, spinal cord and the nerves form the nervous system. Right? The brain does not function alone. It has an assistant called spinal cord and messengers called nerves. The brain, spinal cord and nerves form the nervous system. Other animals also have nervous system, but ours is most complex. We have the largest brain and the greatest number of nerves. Now we will discuss about brain. Brain, it is a very delicate organ, and how it is protected, all of you know that. It has been read in last chapter. It has been protected by the bones of the skull. It is made up of packed nerves cell, and many parts are there. Dear students, largest part of the brain, that is called cerebrum. See in the picture, largest part is, and the most important of these is the cerebrum. And cerebrum has many folds and grooves. It controls thought, memory, learning and the senses. One part gets message from the eyes, another part gets message from the ears, another part send message to the muscle, another part controls our thought and so on. So then what do the other parts of the brain do? You will learn about. We will only discuss the job of brain stem, the part of the brain that joins the spinal cord. So here three parts are there basically, that is known as cerebrum, largest part, next part is cerebellum and then brain stem. Brain stem is basically connected to spinal cord, and the brain stem controls what? Involuntary actions and voluntary. Two types of actions are there. Voluntary actions which are under control, which work according to our wish or will, and non-voluntary actions which are not under our control and which do not work according to our will. So voluntary actions you can write, write anything, you can run, you can speak with your wish. If you don't want, you will not run, you will not speak. But we cannot control some actions like your breathing, heartbeat. So these are called involuntary actions. Next is nerves. You can compare nerves to wires. Nerves are like wires, and they are formed many nerve cells joined together. Nerves, what is the function of nerves? Nerves run throughout the body, carrying message to and from the brain and spinal cord. So nerves, what they are doing, they are carrying message to and from the brain and the spinal cord. So the nerves that carry message to the brain or spinal cord, they are called sensory nerves, right? And once the nerves carrying message from the brain or spinal cord, they are called motor nerves. Suppose, here one example for you. Someone places a plate of different types of sweets before you. Your eyes will see the sweets and send a message to the brain through sensory nerves. Then your brain will remember which sweet you like the best. Accordingly, it will send a message to the muscles of your arm through motor nerves. Then It will help you pick up the right sweet and put it in your mouth. So dear students, all these messages are connected from sensory nerves to brain and from brain to motor nerves. Next is spinal cord. The spinal cord is what? It is a bunch of nerves. Nerves are there running through the spine. It is an assistant to the brain. Only some nerves are connected directly to the brain. The remaining nerves, they act through spinal cord. Right? The means message from the body reach the spinal cord, which sends them to the brain. So whatever the message from the body to brain, it is going through spinal cord. Spinal cord is getting message, after that it sends to the brain. Similarly, if message from the brain they come to the spinal cord and then different parts of the body. Right? You can say spinal cord is like a mini brain. For example, if you are touching something hot, right? So involving the brain in such case would waste too much time. They are connected by spinal cord. Right? Spinal cord give the message to the brain, and brain, after that you will pull out your hand. So here sensory nerves carry the sensation of pain to the spinal cord. Spinal cord sends a message to the muscles through motor nerves. The muscles contract to pull away the hand. Next, sense organs. The chapter is basically brain and the sense organs. We have discussed about brain and related to spinal cord. Now sense organs, all of you know that sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So sense organs collect information from our surroundings where we are living and send to the brain. Right? So eyes, we will be discussing about eyes. Eyes are shaped like balls, and most of each eye is hidden inside a socket, in the skull. This keeps the eye well protected. And eyelid and eyelashes are there. They give extra protection to our eyes. If you look at your eye carefully in the mirror, you will see a dark spot at the center of colored circle. This is called pupil. A dark spot at the center of colored circle, this is called pupil. Light enters the eye through the pupil, and behind the pupil is a lens. Unlike the lens of a camera, this lens is made of tissues and not of glass. How the lens are helping? The lens helps to form a picture of what we see on the screen at the back of the eye. So that screen is called retina. So each eye has a special sensory nerve that carries information from the picture formed on the retina to the brain. Right? So this is the explanation of the eyes. Then ears. The whole of the ear leads to a tunnel inside the ear, and at the end of the tunnel is a flap of skin that is known as eardrum. See in the picture. Every time there is a sound near us, the eardrum vibrates like a tabla or a drum. And on the other side of eardrum, there are some tiny bones and a coiled tube filled with fluid. These also start vibrating when the eardrums vibrates. A sensory nerve carries these vibrations from the ear to the cerebrum, part of the brain. And then cerebrum makes sense of the vibration and tells us what we are hearing. So it is connected to the brain, eardrum. After eardrum, bones and nerves are there, coiled tube, and they also start vibrating when the eardrum vibrates. Then nerve carries these vibrations from the ear to eardrum, and the cerebrum makes sense of vibrations and tell us what we are hearing. Next is nose. Special nerve cells inside the nose, they help us to smell. Actually, each sense organ has its own special nerve cells, and these are called receptors. The small receptors are present on the roof of the nose. They pick up smells from the air that enters the nose. Then they send message to the brain, which helps us make out different smells. But when the nose is blocked with a cold, not much air enters it, so the smell receptors cannot pick up smells. That is why food seems flavorless when you have a cold. You know already that taste has a lot to do with the smell. If you do not believe it, hold your nostrils shut and taste your favorite dish. Next is tongue. Different areas of tongue are sensitive to different taste. So here one activity is there. Squeeze half a lemon in the cup. Mix a spoonful of coffee and a spoonful of water in another cup. Mix sugar and water in a third cup and salt and water in a fourth cup. Wipe your tongue with a tissue paper. Dip a toothpick into the sugar solution and touch the tip. So which part of the tongue senses the sweet taste? You can try with the lemon juice and mixtures. You can try at home. So dear students, there are different types of taste are there in the tongue: bitter, sour, salty and sweet. Right? Next is skin. Skin has receptors for touch, touching, pain, temperature. Some parts of the skin have a greater number of receptors, but these parts are more sensitive. And the most sensitive part are your fingertips and lips. And sensory nerve carry message from receptors in the skin to the brain. So dear students, we have discussed about brain, parts of brain, but in detail we have discussed about only brain stem that is connected to spinal cord, and after that sense organ, ears, eyes, nose, tongue, skin. Here back exercise are there. Nerves that carry message to the brain and spinal cord, they are called sensory nerves. Light enters the eye through the pupil. Each sense organ has special nerves, they are called receptors. Most sensitive part just now we have read of the skin are on the lips and fingertips. And receptors for smell, they are located on the roof of the nose. Nerves that carry message from the brain and spinal cord, they are called motor nerves. Breathing and beating of the heart are involuntary actions. The part of an eye which form the picture, that is known as lens. And where is lens? Behind the retina. At the end of the tunnel in the ear, there is eardrum. And which of the following is true? That you know only some nerves are connected directly to the brain, otherwise they act through the spinal cord. So dear students, watch video carefully. Chapter 4, read it carefully. Learn back exercise and question answer. In the next class, I will be taking your test of chapter number 3, right, and chapter number 4. Is it clear? Thank you. God bless you.